best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. I wanted to do a video, man. I had a good thought, but I'm afraid I'll piss everybody off if I do it. And then everybody will be like, disappear. So I better not. Anyway, I didn't check the news lately. Haven't looked into what's going on in Iran, all that mess. In the last, I did check it about 4 hours ago, but I haven't checked it lately because things can happen quickly. Everything can happen fast and quickly, like my buddy Ian passing away, just like that. This war, whatever you want to call it. Are they even calling it a war? I don't know what they're calling it. And then everything that Iran's been doing, it's crazy. A lot of crazy stuff going on. And it's possible, I'm waiting for people to come in here. It's possible that they're all looking at that stuff, I wouldn't blame them, shoot. I'm American, I'm over in the USA, and, I might be thinking about that stuff too. And not just America, though. I mean, I have people from all over the world, right? And with all those places being attacked, yeah, they're probably all checking it out. I mean, I think it's like 25 countries or something like that, so that takes out like 25 countries of my audience. What's up, Pogie Pogue? Is this the Pogie man from Subic Bay? Pogie man from Subic Bay, is that you, bro? Yep, from Subic. Okay, it is. Okay. Well, I've seen some other Pogies too, so me and you are not the only Pogies in the world. Not too many though. Yes, I am though. Yeah, man. I was just talking to myself basically while I was waiting for people to come in here. Long time no see. Yeah, I know. It's been a long time, man. How's life treating you? Melvin. Which one? Ay, ay, ay. I'm trying to think. Have I ever done that? Anyway. Okay. Melvin. Yeah, I'm still in Mindoro, bro. I almost made it over to Subic Bay. I went over there by Angeles City. I stayed there for a couple of days. And I was thinking about heading over to Angeles City. Florence. Hey, Florence. Oh, really? Been busy? Hey, Florence. How you doing today? And where are you from, Florence? Iriquero. Yeah, I understand. You've been busy, man. Got one more to delete, bro. There's two of them there. Don't be rude to a heart that's true. I don't want no other loving. Baby, it's just you I'm a dreaming of. Filipinos in the house. Hey, man. I was thinking about making this video, but I think I'd piss off a lot of people. I'd make a lot of people mad. Because I've been getting so much hate and trolling and everything on my videos. Dude, you're going to be like totally disappearing, Melvin. You keep it up, man. I mean, I don't mind it, but this is a family thing, So, yeah, dude, talk normal. Does your mom want to hear that? Does your grandmother want to hear that? You've been to Pampanga already? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been to, the girl that I came here for. I did a video. It's called Red Flags Pregnancy. You should watch it, man. It's an entertaining video. I mean, personally, it's one of my favorite, but hasn't got enough views. What's up, Max? It's the story. It's the whole story of the why I came here and all the crazy drama that happened the first few months I was here. Not all the crazy drama, but it was all the crazy drama with her. Anyway, what's up, Max? How you doing today, brother? Let's see. Yeah, it's daytime there, nighttime here. Did we get rid of that other message? I'll delete that other one put up there. To remove that one. There we go. Yeah, I don't want the kids coming into my video reading that kind of stuff, Not like some of these vloggers say any kind of crazy thing. Yeah, Max, you're not too far from where he's from. Now, Max, I don't know if that spot you're at, Bataan, is Pampanga. I think it is. Is that Pampanga? Yeah, he's over there at Subic Bay. Yeah, Pogi, he used to come in quite a bit. But anyway, said he's been busy with stuff. So I know he has a job at a hotel, if I remember correctly. I'm just telling your whole business, man, like Maritis. Chismosa. Yeah. I'm going to be doing some more videos trying to learn the Tagalog language here soon. I had somebody give me a hard time about that. Man, I got a lot of hard times on that freaking last video. It was about a scam this girl did. One of the girls that I saw. Let's see, Max said, my dad was born in Florida Blanca, Pampanga. I can't lie, I haven't heard of that. Florida Blanca, but that's a wild name, man. Let's see, Blanca, I think is white in Spanish. Blanca, yeah, Florida Blanca. If I remember correctly. Negra is black in Spanish. Oh, man. Blanco, maybe it's Blanco now that I think about it. Guess Blanca would be female. But anyway, yeah, y'all have a big, bro, he might have lost signal or something. I don't see Pogi. Yeah, Pogi, man, he was like in all the freaking time before. There he is. I'm from Subic, Po. There you go. And he used Po. That's good because Max, a little bit older. Yeah, respect. I did a video on respect too, guys. Respect here in the Philippines. It was really, really good video. That's one of my favorites. But anyway, yeah, I really want to go to Subic Bay. Like I said, I was out at Angeles City not too long ago, but then I started looking at, the money of the whole trip, and I was like, I better not do it. Because I'm so close to maybe having to go back to USA, so. Max says, my family is in Dinalupian, Bataan. I saw a video the Canadian guy put out that showed the resort there in Bataan. Very, very nice resort in Bataan. I guess you could. I think it's a resort. Yeah, I guess you call it a resort. But it was very historical, and it was beautiful. Let's see. Pogi says Subic after Olongapo City, after the bridge between Olongapo and Subic boundary. Satoshi, what's up, Satoshi? I think you're the one that told me Yuki meant snow in Japanese. Hey, Mike, what up? Hey, man, not much. Duna Lupian, how you doing? How you doing, Satoshi? What's up? And Pogi said Duna Lupian was the capital of Bataan. Man, that's a long one. Couldn't they make it shorter? like my name, Mike. It's really Michael. That's why I made it shorter. Told the school, no, I'm going to be using Mike. Pogi says Pampanga, Bataan, Olongapo, and Subic. Subic was the first town of Zambales. Yeah, I've had some viewers say that they were from Zambales, but that's one of my main places I want to go to is Subic Bay. I want to go to Subic Bay. I've been to Boracay, but I want to go to Palawan and Subic Bay, and what else? And maybe Dumaguete, maybe. I don't know. But I think those are my top two, Subic Bay and Palawan. Probably Subic Bay more than Palawan, actually. Even though Palawan is probably, extremely awesome, I'm sure. Have y'all been to Palawan? Satoshi says, here's my question. Is it possible to find a Filipina where her family doesn't expect you to pay for their whole lives? Yeah, that's my Filipina. She's got a sister available, Satoshi. And yeah, they've never asked me for anything. Yep, never asked me for anything. I've been with her for a long time, and she doesn't have a kid, and she's younger and everything. And the sister is a little bit younger than her. I hope y'all heard me. I'm trying not to let them hear everything about me talking. I don't want her sister knowing that I'm like trying to pimp her out. But yeah, I know she needs a guy. Pogi says, Satoshi, Filipina is not for sale. Do what can you do as long as you are a provider to your own family? That's normal. Yeah, exactly. It sort of reminds me of a lot of places really that have poor families. And put it that way. Except for USA. What I'm going to say is basically other countries and so forth are that people come over to US and they make money. And then they try to help their family, back home. Now, if you're an American in the USA, I think if you are in a poor area and you have family that goes outside and works in, say, New York City or whatever, makes a lot of money, and they don't tend to help the family inside their country because, to me, it's freaking greedy. Be honest with you. But yeah, that's the number one thing over here in the Philippines, family. And it's really awesome. So basically, yeah, take care of yourself, take care of yourself, your immediate family and everything. And if you're nice enough to give a gift to other people in the family, then why not do it? Because I'm gonna tell you, you know, I don't really like to talk about this, and maybe I shouldn't. If y'all force me to, I will. But anyway, Satoshi says, I wouldn't mind helping where we could, but some of the stories you hear are crazy. Well, some of the stories are a lot of trolls, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think a lot of these stories that people do that you see out there is snowflakes. I call them snowflakes. Some people call them Democrats, some people call them leftists, some people call them feminists, or whatever. But all that whole group, I just call snowflakes. I think they create a lot of drama to basically because they don't want decent guys to leave and go to the Philippines or leave them or whatever. But they do want to use us. Let's see. I wouldn't mind helping where we could, but some of the stories you hear are crazy, mostly from OFWs who are expected to work and give to their extended families for decades. Oh, okay, okay. Well, now coming from OFWs, that's sort of a different story. Have you heard? I mean, have you been hearing a lot of OFWs do videos talking about, oh, I hate giving to my family kind of thing? I haven't seen that, but I don't really look for it either. So, is that like a thing out there that I don't know about? I've watched a few OFWs do videos in different countries, but I haven't watched a lot of it. I'll say. I'm asking you because I don't know. I will say this: a lot of these younger people are changing. Some of them are, and if they change their value system and become Americanized, then they leave the country, they might act like an American. So I know some OFW here in Ireland, and they tell me that they send money back to their family every month. Well, that makes sense, but are they complaining about it? Are they like, oh, I don't want to do this, and that kind of thing? You know, is it like a burdensome thing to them? Is it like really, really horrible to them, and they talk junk about it or something like that? Are they like that? Do they talk junk? Prince to God, where you from? Where you from, and how you doing, and where you from? Let's talk first, so I can get to know you a little bit, Prince Tugab. And nice to meet you. All right, Prince Tugab, awesome. So you have a channel. What's your channel about? The sister just walked by, but she doesn't like to be shown on camera. She's a little shy. A lot of Filipinos are shy. And if they're not shy, then they're becoming more Americanized. Prince Tugab is shy. Hold on, are you a dude or are you a girl? Yeah, a lot of guys are shy too, right? A lot of the Filipinos and Filipinos here. But yeah, if you tell me what your channel is about, I can do a shout out for you to explain it. Dude! He's a dude. Nice to meet you. Kalalalavivivaria says, shame, 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 shame. Everybody knows your name. I don't know where we got shame from, though. Max says, youngster. Yeah, I can tell he's young. I can't see his picture too good, but it looks like on my phone, it looks like he's maybe 13? I don't know. It's hard to see the picture. But what I'll do is I'll subscribe to you, Prince to Gab. I did a screenshot, so whenever I get a chance, maybe tomorrow, because it's late tonight, get to go to your channel and subscribe to you. Somebody says 6. I can't tell. He's that, he might be. I don't know. The main thing is I set my channel up saying, hey, it's not for children. If they show up, they show up. But I give the warning out there, it's not for children. And also, I try to keep it family friendly anyway. I try not to do anything too crazy. But, yeah, I mean, I like to actually not discriminate against age on anybody from whatever their age is. If he was 3 months, I'd be, okay, he's here. It's like being in the house. You got a 3-month baby. Am I going to kick the baby out of the house? That wouldn't make any sense, bro. Or somebody that's 100 years old, whatever. I remember, and this is, one of the reasons I think about when I was young and I was struggling and, 18 years old, just joined the military, didn't have much money, but at least I had some money at the time. And I bought the cool car when I'm 18 years old, and then I start getting the insurance bill. And I'm like, why is my insurance so much on this car? and it's because of age. They think about, oh, you're only 18, so we're going to make you pay more. I mean, how fair is that? That's one of the stories that just stick in my mind on age discrimination. And now I get age discrimination because they say I'm too old to work a job. Let's see. Is me? Sits is me. Oh, hold on. It's me? Callie, you're Sits. Satoshi says, how did you meet your Filipina? Well, I did, Satoshi. If you check out I'll tell you the videos first and then I'll tell you the answer. I have a video on my first 30 days. I have a video on my first year. And I'm about to do a video on my second year. But it tells like my whole story of who I'm, how I met different people, whatever. But anyway, I went online and most of everybody, like 98% or 95%, I don't know, that I met was through online, through dating apps. I used to use Meet Me. I used to use some kind of, I can't remember the name of the other one. And then there was Tinder. I used Tinder, Meet Me, and I forgot the other one's name. I don't even know if they have that one around anymore. But yeah, that's what I did. I went online and, dude, I'll be honest with you. I talked to like online because I don't think you should just pick anybody. And I just want someone great. At least 1,000 online that I talked to. And I had a vetting, like a vetting process. I know this is a crazy story. Some people might not even believe that. But yeah, at least 1,000. And that was like mostly before I came here to the Philippines. And it wasn't really all about trying to get a Filipina. It was just, looking anywhere. But most of the girls that were showing up that I liked were Filipinas, I tried to date a couple of American girls, 3 American girls, or actually 4, 4. I didn't go out with 2 of them. I only went out with 2, the other 2. But that's where I met her, online, to make the story short. And then we met over at a mall, and then we went to eat at a restaurant from there. That's how it started. Now, I think we're talking about the one I have now. The girlfriend I have now. I think that's what we're talking about. Let's see. Kali? Filipino. Okay. Yeah, and as far as the one that I originally came here for, that was online as well. Let's see. Dang, 1,000. That sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was my mission. My mission, I was divorced and I don't like being by myself. I don't like, I enjoy being in a marriage. So, and plus I'm getting old. So I made it a mission. It was my mission to find that one, you know? And so I picked the one. And then when I came here, she treated me horrible, and that's what that video is about. Red flags pregnancy video. Yeah, it was a full-time job. I mean, yeah, at the time I wasn't even working at that time frame. Yeah, I just left a job and been divorced and everything, and so that's what I concentrated on, trying to find someone else. And I will say this: the divorce hadn't completed. It was like at the time I was in separation, because in the U.S. and North Carolina you have to go through a year separation. You can't live together. So yeah, it was during that time period of separation. I'm going to add that in there to be totally transparent. Let's see. I would need to outsource that amount of chatting to a Filipino online worker. I've done that. I've done some outsourcing to a Filipino for resumes and like looking work and that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're very. The girl that did that, the girl that helped me, she was freaking amazing. I can't remember that girl's name, but yeah, she helped me like with different things. Yeah, online. Vibration says, "Good evening, sir. Is it better to build your own home in the Philippines or buy a condo?" My opinion? Well, I mean, my opinion is basically everybody's got an opinion. And I'm going to be honest, all of these freaking Americans think they know it all. But for one, you got to think about land, right? So from what I understand, I can't be a lawyer, so I'm not going to talk legally, but we can't just own land here. So you could get land and rent it out. This is what I would do if I was going to build a home. I would either basically get a family member, a girlfriend, wife. Wife. Yes, family, and use that land and build a home. Or I would create a rental contract with somebody that would last a long enough time to set it up where I don't have to pay so much on the land, and then build the home. And I like this idea, but we're comparing the condo too, okay? Condo or apartment. You can think about apartment too, Condo, what I like about it, you could be in BGC. So I don't see you buying any land and putting a house in BGC. So I think you need to think about, do I want to live in a city? A big city? A very nice, comfortable, wonderful big city, that I love personally, BGC and Ortigas and Quezon City, all that area. Or do you want to live in a province, in a rural area, in a small town or a small city kind of place? If you do, then I would go with the house. If you want to live in BGC, go with the condo. That's what I would do. or something similar to BGC. Live in a condo, you know, depending on where you live, want to live. Let's see. Liam says, "Where you from?" I'm from North Carolina, bro. North Carolina, USA, and I'm here in the Philippines. Timothy says, "How old were you when you met your first?" Oh man, you got me. I was this old, this many years old. That your first boyfriend. Where you guys from? And how y'all doing? Vibration Light says, "Well, I'm moving to the Philippines in May because I have my wife living there waiting on me." Oh, okay. Vibration Light. Yeah, we've talked before. Yeah, where's she at, man? Is she Mindoro? I mean, not Mindoro. Mindanao? I get a lot of people tell me Mindanao. Max says, "I'm lucky to have a house in the city and in the province." Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea, Max. Actually, I like that idea. And I think is it one of your houses? Is it one of there in Pasig? Is it Manila? Or no, it's probably Bataan. Joji Minto Pa. What's up? How you doing? Oh, it's in Quezon City. Oh, okay, sweet. Angel Official. Hello. How you doing? Hi, Sir Mike. Appreciate that. That is so polite of you to say. Hi, Sir Mike. And very respectful. And let me guess, you're from the Philippines because you're very respectful. Anyway, good to see you. And you have a channel? You want to tell me what it's about? I'll do a shout out for you. If you want me to subscribe, tell me. I'll subscribe to you too. You know. You know, she might be too shy though, not to tell me. Where are you from, Sir Mike? I'm from USA in North Carolina, and I'm living over here in Mindoro, Philippines. But if you do want to talk about your channel, if you want to say what it's about, I'll subscribe to it. Give y'all free advertising. When I'm there, I stay mostly in Manila, but return to quiet province every 2 to 3 months. Yeah, I think you enjoy that lifestyle, right? I think you're in the city over in California, so you're used to like city stuff, Max. Plus the whole American lifestyle. It's going to be more in Quezon City than provinces. I mean, like for me to get to an American restaurant, it would take me 30 minutes on a bus. Almost 30 minutes. Vibration Light says, "Yes, my wife lives in Mindanao." Okay, yeah. Wasn't it, maybe you were the one that was, De Oro, Caga de Oro, maybe? You're welcome, Angel. I'll go ahead and screenshot you, and when I get a chance, I'll subscribe to your channel. I assume you have a channel. You might not even have a channel, I don't know. But that's 2 people I gotta subscribe to. The young man earlier. We gotta support each other as small channels. And Angel, actually, she might be someone with 10 million subscribers. I don't know. Flyboy says, "Where is that at?" Sorry, the noise is bugging me. Where's this at? I'm in Mindoro, Flyboy, Philippines. Hey, Flyboy, and how you doing? And where are you from? Nice to meet you. Vibration Light. Okay, Davao City. Okay, Davao City. I'm sorry. I always say stuff wrong. Kalis is right. Let's see. Yeah. Um, Satoshi says in Mindoro or Mindanao. No, I'm in Mindoro. It's a totally different island, and it's close to. It's it's above. Mindanao is way down here at the bottom. So it's a lot closer to Manila than it is Mindanao. That's where I'm at, Mindoro, up here near Manila. And Max mentioned the nice and Davao. Yeah, he's correct. I mean, it was the safest. I mean, not the safest, cleanest, safest. Actually, I think it was both. I think they called it the cleanest and the safest city in the Philippines. But I have heard recently that Baguio took that honor on one of those. I can't remember if it was the. I think it was the safest. I think Baguio took the safest city in the Philippines recently. And then again, it might be a totally different company that is doing the ranking. So maybe one company gives it to Baguio, one company gives it to Davao. Davao. Damn, I forgot again. Davao. I think it is. All right. Anyway, yeah, it is. It is a beautiful place, safest and cleanest. Joke Lang says Satoshi. Hold on, what is Satoshi talking about? Joke Lang. Kalia, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. And anybody that subscribes has to watch one of my long videos, at least 8 minutes. So now you're stuck watching a video. you got like hundreds of videos to choose from. You want some adventure? Go to adventure playlist. You want beaches? Go to the beach playlist. You want people? Go to the Filipino. Want to see what they have to say? Go to their playlist. Real estate. Got all sorts of stuff. Max says the Yurtes town, so he cleaned it up. Yeah, exactly. I knew about that, Max. Vibration Light says, is living with around 300,000 pesos a month good? I got to convert it first. That's about 6,000, almost $6,000, if I'm right. Satoshi, y'all must be joking. I survive off of about $300 a month, and lately it might be close to $350 a month, and that's with my girlfriend. So, yeah, I think 10,000 a month is plenty. Let's see. Y'all got to be kidding me. Talking about 5,000 or 6,000 a month. I think he's talking about the vibration light. Let's see. Max says, I wouldn't let them know what your income is when you're there. Just keep it simple. You might run into problems. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. When you come here, if you guys are really that rich, be simple. Wear a t-shirt. Just be simple. These slippers here cost me, I think, about $1.50. Yeah, something like that. Brand new. Comfortable though. Let's see. Satoshi says, I won't get out of bed for less than 10. I wish I could say that. Hey. Okay, so I'm good. Yeah, you're good, bro. What was that other question you had? I think it was about some girl or something like that. More than good. Yeah, but Max is very right. Y'all got to listen to Max. Do not, don't lead with money with these people, with these women, Don't lead with money. Don't spoil them either. They're not used to that, Just just be happy together. You know, and I'm talking about the ones that don't have a lot of money. I mean, there's plenty of girls here that do have a lot of money, and they'll date you too. They'll date you. You know, you don't even have to go with a girl that don't have a lot of money. You can go with a girl that does have a lot of money here, because there's plenty of that too. I mean, the thing about a girl that has a lot of money, that kind of thing, they're probably too busy. You know, they're probably too busy to do much dating. The ones that don't have a job, they got all the time in the world. Yeah, don't show your wealth. Exactly. GGG and Joel Bureth. Hello, how are you? How you doing, Joel? Joel Bureth. Hey man, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Vibration Light says, no, I'm not going to tell folks in the Philippines how much I make. Yeah, don't even give a hint. Because everywhere, every place in the world has bad actors. And man, I mean, I came from bad neighborhood back in the US. I was ready to get the crap out of there. But that's not because it was poor. It's because, I mean, we had someone selling drugs across the street from where I lived. We had people drinking all over the place. We had, I got into fights all the time, physical fights, you know. Let's see. Here's different, man. Here's like, the people don't have much money, but most of them are just nice people, you know. But not all. Everywhere, all over the world, you're going to have some bad actors. I have to be careful out here. I think about that stuff, you know, all the time, actually. Because I'm like a target. I'm like the only foreigner out here, right? Pretty much, where I'm at. Satoshi says, I'm a secret millionaire. So secret that even my bank manager thinks that it's BS. Yeah, I figured, dude, and you were complaining about the girl giving money to family. Once again, hey, Joe. Let's see, Nathan says, laugh out loud, the guy wiring my hard-earned work and health today. Perfect. I love factual, nice people. The guy wiring my hard-earned work and health today. Perfect. I'm confused. Let's see. Yeah, Nathan, you can confuse me on your first statement. Okay, Max says, I made a trailer. You made a trailer. Talking about video trailer, or are you talking about a trailer place to live? And where are you from? Been working for years. Max says, my own family expects me to pay for everything when I'm there. So think what some strangers might want. Yeah, you remind me of Max. We had this rich uncle in my family. You know, my mom's side, you know, they were sharecroppers. You know, he including him, he was working hard on the farm when he was younger. You know, he was probably working the hardest because he was the oldest of 12 brothers and sisters, 12 kids that my grandma had. And he went in the Navy. And when he went in the Navy, he became an officer. He stayed in the Navy for a long time. I don't know, 25 years maybe. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, he wound up buying a house in Hawaii. He bought a house in California. He bought 2 houses in North Carolina. And a house in D.C. area. So he had bought all this real estate. All the value went up on all the places and everything. So yeah, he was doing well. So anytime he was around family, they didn't come out and say it, including me. I didn't, I was like, man, hope I get to go out to eat, but I didn't bring it up, and neither did the family. I mean, we just would hope things. Yeah, so I understand that. Nathan says, I made a trailer, been working for years, Canada. Michael Cress. Uh, okay. Eric Faye says, hi, what's up, Eric? How you doing? Kalala says, I'm back. Awesome. Where you been? Vibration Light says, I'm retired, collecting SS and a pension. Yeah, I'm trying to make it to that point, but I still got what? Man, I'm getting sleepy. I'm still got 9 years to hit 62, and that's when I'm planning on doing my retiring. Peter Parker says, if I get to live that long, I hope so. I am Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood speedy man. Hey, Peter Parker. I think we got Spider-Man in the house now. Nathan, I feel loud, hello, Uncle. Hi. Hi. Anyway, it's been very nice weather, but we're starting to get hot out here. 29 Celsius today on the heat. I'm like this close to wanting to turn that air conditioner on, bro. I'm like so close to it. But yeah, and my uncle, he was very giving. He was very giving guy though. He would take a lot of people out to eat all the time. If you went to visit him, he handled everything. Didn't have to worry about nothing. Vibration Light says he's passed away now. But anyway, Vibrational Light says, I'm retired from the state of Illinois. Used to work for that state of Illinois for 40 years. Dude, that's a long time. So you're in your 60s. Yeah, you're like maybe you retired, you got the SS, and you got the pension, and you work for the state. Oh man, you're doing fantastic. Yeah, I mean, just about every foreigner I know, you're doing better than over here in the Philippines. I mean, you're going to have a better life than most of the foreigners here in the Philippines. Now, going back to this girl, though, you said it was your wife, I think. Hold on. Is this the one that was asking about the... Yeah, I think you were asking about either going with a condo or going with a house. So I don't know where she's at in Mindanao, but yeah, you probably want to go with the house. Just be careful because, I mean, if she's a bad character, then she could, try to take it, right? In the USA, we have a lot of divorce over there, and you know what happens to these guys when they get divorced in the USA. So, Vibrational Light's asking, Max is asking, Vibrational Light, have you ever visited PI yet? That's a good question. Renapa says I'm back. What's up, Renapa Trolinito? Yeah, have you been to Philippines yet? Vibrational Light. I think I just figured out how old he is. He's about 62, 63, because that 63 is probably the year of birth. 1963, maybe. But anyway, yes, 2 years ago. Okay. How long have y'all been? So y'all probably got married 2 years ago when you came, most likely. You know, really the only way for me to figure out like how trusting stuff can be is like it's like if I'm around you guys and I see how the interactions and so forth, stuff like that. You know, how the little watching her, watching you, and watching everything. You know, family and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I hope you know Tagalog. And I assume that they probably are they in the city or are they out in the country, rural? They in Davao City. I think you said they're in Davao City. I had to go back to the U.S. to take care of my mother. Oh, okay. So they're in Davao City. I mean, I think that a lot of times the slick ones that try to do you over are the ones that are out in the province. But if you find one that's not like that, then she's probably awesome. I mean, my girl, she's not in the province, and she's pretty awesome. They speak Bisaya and Davao. I don't know if you're asking Max or you're telling. uh, EJ, what's up, EJ? How's it going? Proud Filipino. I'm a proud person. If I said I'm a proud white man, I'd be called racist. So I'm just a proud person. But anyway, that's. I mean, it's good. It's good that you have pride in your country and everything. Though. Just an FYI. Oh, okay. That they speak Bisaya. Yeah, I wasn't sure actually. I thought they did, but I wasn't positive to be honest with you. I know Visaya that starts around, a little bit farther down than here. In Mindoro, they speak Tagalog. But you get down to Iloilo and Cebu and all that area, I know it's Visaya, but I wasn't sure about Mindanao. I just don't know a lot about Mindanao, except for all the videos I've been watching. Wife is very nice, and she owns her own business. And I'm just wondering if the business that started, if it was, if you funded the business, uh, I've seen some things with that. But anyway, you know, I hope she's wonderful. And I think we should think that she is wonderful. We should always think the best, right? Ritzy Ranger, what's up? How's it going? I'm just eating and fruit slayed. Yeah, I mean, I know one girl that was close to Davao City. She was over in General Santos, and I think she was really a great girl. But I do know some other ones that were in the province areas, Mindanao, and I think all of those were sketchy. Yeah. No, she had her business when I met her. Oh, awesome. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're older than me, and I don't want to be condescending or anything. So I think that you probably know what you're doing, and all you did was ask for advice on the condo and the house thing, and being in Davao City. I think it's going to be like, what do you guys want? Do y'all want a house or do y'all want a condo? Personally, I think a lot of people would pick the house and pick the land. From what I've seen, a lot of people like to go that route. For me, I'd probably pick if I had a lot of money, I'd probably pick a condo in BGC because it's so comforting and relaxing to me, and I'm a city boy. I'm originally from the city, so Bad news, man. What's up? What are you talking about, Ranger? Moby Gomez. What's up? How you doing? But yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations, Vibration Light, on your marriage. I don't know much about your wife, but it sounds like a great one. I mean, someone that's got a business and working at it. You know, she's probably working very hard and everything. And there are some very beautiful ladies down in Mindanao. I've noticed, to me anyway. So she's probably amazing. But I just don't know her, so I can't verify it. Let's see. Our school starts tomorrow. Well, I thought you were going to say something like your school got attacked by Iran and got destroyed. So you'd probably be happy over that one, though. Vibration Light says yes. I want a condo, but she would rather build a house. And I had a feeling. I had a feeling that right there, what you just said. Whenever, because we're the same way. Me and my girlfriend, she prefers the house too. She's very countrified, province style person. She likes old fashioned stuff, even though she's close to 30. She's old fashioned, old school type. Um, Dead. Long live Iron Man. Iran. I thought you said Iron Man. Iran Man. But going back to vibrational light, let's see. You want the yeah? How about doing what Max said? I think it's a great idea if you can afford that, because you can. Last there was one time I was talking in here, and I couldn't remember the prices on condos. But have you checked on that? I want to say maybe you can get a condo for 200, $100,000, maybe $100,000 is what I'm thinking. But I don't want to quote that because I can't remember. And I did a video on real estate breaking down different costs for houses and condos and apartments and all that stuff. But I can't remember the number. But anyway, and then say you get another house for get the condo say for 100,000, and then you go get a house that's like 50,000. Then you only spend 150,000. You got two places. Maybe you want to put that house over by the beach or something. I think that's a great idea. Maybe even not even spend that much money. You might spend less. I'm just thinking about your lifestyle, how fancy it wants to be. Nice is really house, not condo. Yeah, a lot of Filipinos like the house idea, because they're very family people, and that's you have a house and you have family come over and all that stuff, and it's like home. So they're very much like that, and I'm sure Moby is probably either from Philippines or he's from a country that is similar to Philippines as far as that goes. Sorry about Ranger. Sorry about you gotta go to school tomorrow, man. Vibrational Light says, told her get a condo and then we could build a house while we live in the condo. Yeah, that's another great idea. Plus, if you decide that y'all want to stay in that house, hold on, get a condo and then we can build a house while we live in the condo. Yeah, if y'all decide y'all want to stay over at the house, then you could always rent the condo out, Airbnb it. It's a good idea. Make it an Airbnb or sell it, whatever. create into an investment or whatever. Even if you were like doing both places and you wanted to keep them both, and you just did Airbnb some on one of them or both of them, you could go back and forth. You know, you could do half of your time, say 6 months at one place, 6 months at the other, and then do Airbnb with both of them. I think the whole Airbnb, I think, can make you some decent money that way. You know, I hear people talking about that, making money off of it and stuff like that. And I've paid for it. I mean, I paid a pretty good price on an apartment I did on Airbnb. It was like about $700 for a small apartment. It was in an area I didn't want to go. I had to stay in. I wasn't planning. I didn't really want to stay there, and I only did it for 1 month, and then I went somewhere else. So anyway, one thing we learned over here in the Philippines is with struggles and being resilient and all this stuff, it's creativity, and so you can create different things like that. You know, like I created that whole. If you buy the house, maybe get like a loan contract and rent the land and put that house on there since you can't put that property in your name. But in your situation, you probably trust her and everything. That's a different story. Vibrational Light says, hopefully one day we can hang out while in the Philippines. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's cool, I like to hang out with. You sound like a cool guy. You sound like a really cool guy. I remember us talking before, and yeah, it was a good conversation. I don't remember everything we talked about, but I remember you were a cool guy. Appreciate it. Max says, whatever you do, brother, take your time, don't rush. Good advice. And Max, you know, Max and you are similar in age. Y'all both a little bit older than me. Yep, take your time, don't rush. Someone gave me a hard time on this girl that said you rushed on her. I'm like, well, you know, sometimes, you know, the thing about a girl is that girl that you're crazy about, everything might be good today, but if tomorrow you're not talking to her, she might be with another guy. You know, so sometimes you got to go fast. But yeah, in your situation, that's different. I mean, if you're crazy about the girl, you know. Now, if it's just a girl, then take your time. But yeah, sometimes you just know you're like, this is what you feel is the one, even though you might be right or wrong, you know. It's all about feelings kind of stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I've had a hard time out here when it comes to the whole relationship stuff. Vibrational Light says, thanks. You also sound like a person with positive energy. Yeah, the Vibrational Light. Yeah. I think I subscribed to you already, but I'll do a screenshot and I'll subscribe to you, Vibrational Light. I think you had a website, I believe, and I think I subscribed to it, but I'm not positive. Country Kind of Crazy. I think same with you. I think you had a website. I think I already subscribed to it. I haven't seen any videos pop up for you, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't have a website, Carrie. Carrie is Country Kind of Crazy. She's crazy Carrie. She wants to come over to the Philippines and have some fun. But anyway, good morning, good evening, beautiful people. What's up, Carrie? It's good to see you. Man, it's so dark out here, guys. Maybe if I'm gonna grab a chair and put it over here in the lighted area. How you doing, Carrie? Ow, crap. I will survive. I don't know how I'm ever gonna live, but I know I'll never die. I got all my life to live. I got all my love to give, and I'll survive. Hey. Aye. How's it going, Carrie? Aye. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Carrie says, my grandchildren are with their mom now. I'm going to start a new series. New series? What about? What's the plan, man? Just not sure what. When you say new series, are you talking about you're going to start a new like YouTube channel, or what do you mean when you say series? I'm thinking maybe a new YouTube channel. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I've been, this is like my third YouTube channel, but I decided not to really grow the other two. So I only put a couple videos on them. But I do have a new thought that I'm working on myself, Carrie. I haven't started it yet. Hey, chill. Just not sure what. And Kerr says, would you stay in the Philippines if it wasn't for the women? That's funny. Just curious how happy you are other than that aspect. That's a big aspect. But yeah, I would. I would. But you're right. That is a big aspect of it. Is the women are freaking awesome. But yeah, I would. Everything's based on money, though. So if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't stay in the Philippines. I'd be traveling, going other places. I want to go to Italy. I want to go all over Europe. Thing is, a lot of crazy stuff is happening over there, and I'm sure it's going to get worse. So it'd be nice to go before it got even worse. I'd go to Japan. I think Japan would be awesome. Australia, New Zealand. I'd go to a lot of cool places if I had a lot of money. But since I don't have a lot of money, since I'm a poor dude, I think Philippines is like the best choice, most definitely. And women or no women, Great question. I like that question, bro, because I've thought about that too. I'm like, would I? I've thought about that before. Country Kind of Crazy says, keep the channel, but take it to a new direction. And Carrie, we were talking about condo prices before. Numbers that I was given whenever I was trying to remember and think of that, I don't think were that accurate. I'm going to really say check the video when I actually planned the video and I started writing numbers down on paper and everything. And if you watch that video, get a paper and pen out and write down prices on the apartments, the condos, the houses, all that kind of stuff. That would be my best recommendation, because sometimes I have a hard time remembering things, to be honest with you. And that's it's something about real estate or something like that. The video is. But you're going to keep the channel, but take it to a new direction. Oh, okay. Okay. And what kind of direction are you talking about? What have you been doing lately? Because I have not seen, maybe I need to turn on notifications for your channel. I haven't seen anything pop up with your name on there saying there's a new video or anything. But I'd be interested in seeing, okay, what are you doing now and what do you plan on doing, as far as a new direction. Vibrational Light says, I don't have a website, but I have been thinking about it. I'm pretty much incognito. Oh, okay. Vibrational Light, don't have a website, but I have been thinking about it. I'm pretty much incognito. Well, the whole website thing I think is a lot better than the whole YouTube thing, because I mean, thing about YouTube is I get so many trolls and I get so many haters and I get so many mean people and vloggers over here too. There's some very, very, very mean vloggers over here as well, and attacks, a lot of attacks. So between a freaking YouTube channel and a website, you won't have all that kind of crazy crap on it. I guess. I mean, you could still probably have some of that stuff too, but you got a lot of support with YouTube. A website, you're just starting out from scratch and everything. But yeah, I'm not sure about the channels, guys, that you guys have. Have to look at them. Doruri says, "Grandpa, do you believe that Jews are you?" Okay. California's in the house. Hey, California. Max Ryder says, "Talk to you later, Mikey." Okay, going to run errands. Have a good one. Take care, Max. Vibrational says, "Sometimes more money, more problems." True. Yeah, you're right. Just like having two places, that could be a headache, right? But I don't know about your woman and her family and all that kind of stuff. If maybe she has the energy to deal with it that you don't. Because that's one reason I like dating. Younger women. They have a lot of energy. Or being in a relationship with a younger woman. I at my age, I have a lot of energy. But yeah. Kerr says, "How are the women better in the Philippines versus the U.S.? I've heard some horror stories there." Oh, you're going to hear them. Well, I was just talking about this earlier about trolls doing stuff, and there is horror stories too. I mean, there's real horror stories, and there's a lot of fake horror stories. There's both, but I guess the U.S. is likely more worse. Yeah, I would definitely do not want to be over there dating in the U.S. As we talk, as I talk with Carrie in here. But anyway, I assume they put in more effort than American women. It's all going to be about the right one, And the same thing over in the U.S. You have a lot of right ones over there too, a lot of good ones over there too. It's always going to be, you're going to have both on both sides. Yeah, U.S. or here. Let's see. Country Kind of Crazy says you can stream on Twitch, Kick, TikTok, or Fansly 18 plus. I didn't know about the Fansly. I do know about Kick, Carrie, and I have been thinking about that one because they got this deal going on that might allow us to grow our stuff pretty quick. But, you don't know until you try, and there's no use in me saying a lot of things to you because you're smart, You're the business lady. But anyway, good point. You can stream on Twitch, Kick, TikTok. I don't know anything. Hold on. Oh, yeah, TikTok with a K. I was like, TikTok with a C? I don't know that one. But I didn't know about the Fansly one. I just did a screenshot to remember that because I was planning on checking out Kick. And, probably the best thing to do really is to do a multi-stream, set it up where you're doing the stream and it goes to all of them at the same time if it's possible. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anybody doing that, but why not? Then you got to look at the cost too. The cost involved of using a platform to do that. But, a lot of it's like learn from other people. If you can find out somebody doing this or doing that, or they've been through this experience, been through that experience, learn from other people. Vibrational Light says, that's part of YouTube. You are going to get trolls, but I wouldn't pay any attention to them. If I had a YouTube channel, I wouldn't allow them to take away any of my positive energy. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. A lot of things rub off of me pretty easily. I'm a no worries kind of guy. But at the same time, if I'm being attacked or whatever, sometimes I'll use that drama to create something. Like, oh, this is a perfect time for me to do a video that may get a lot of views because it may create the energy to create something that's going to help me get a lot of views. To be honest with, I'm like, thank you for helping me get a lot of views, basically, you know. Country kind of crazy says, yeah, that's what I want to do is multi-stream. That'd be interesting. Maybe I can learn from you, Carrie. You know, I don't know who's going to get started first. Probably you, because I just got so much going on right now. I don't know. Especially you could probably hire somebody to help you get started. Where I'm like living month by month. But anyway, Carrie says my youngest daughter multi-streams. There you go. See, you got your youngest daughter doing it. Makes over 5,000 a month. Holy Stempoli. I screenshot that. Let's see. She is sponsored by an energy company. Oh yeah, that's the big thing, getting sponsored. And it's a protein bar brand. Yeah, took a negative and turned it into a positive. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I really don't worry much, man. I've been through, you know, I can't tell a lot of personal stories because I don't want that stuff to be out in the public. But I've been through enough crap that, you know, you learn enough that you don't have to worry about all the BS. But this is also what Carrie's talking about, her daughter, youngest daughter. And I know about how old you are. So your youngest daughter is probably about in her 20s or maybe a little bit older. The youngest, yeah, she's probably in her 20s, right, Carrie? My guess would be her 20s, maybe 24, 25. I'm totally guessing here. I don't know. I'm gonna go with 25. How long has she been doing it? Today she's 26. Man, I missed it by one day. Tell her I said happy birthday. And how long has she been doing her social media? One year. Wow, bro. Just 1 year. 5,000. Which one does she make the most from? I wonder, you might, maybe you don't know that, or maybe you don't want to tell me, it's fine, whatever. But anyway, which company is she making the most from? Is it YouTube or Kick or Instagram or what? Let's see, Vibrational Light says, I'm like mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Interesting, bro. She's a gamer Twitch. Oh, okay. Wow. Man, ain't that crazy? To play games and get at home, play games, chilling in a seat. It's not even a physical basketball game or anything. And to make that kind of money, and you're only 26 years old. And she was 25 when she was making that, actually. 25 years old and make that kind of money on Twitch. I would assume that maybe a lot of that is because she's a beautiful girl. Because a girl at 25 tends to be beautiful. You know? Am I right, Carrie? Do you think maybe that could be a possibility of why she makes that much. Cur244. Is she like very beautiful and the guys just want to watch her gaming and maybe talk to her, hang out with her, maybe hit on her every now and then, that kind of thing? Do you always, maybe they send, well, I don't know if they send her, yeah, they probably send her money too. Cur244 says, do you always do these live streams at the same time every day? I pretty much do earlier, like in the morning. I usually don't do them this late at night. I usually don't do them at this time, but every time I'm having to adjust my schedule, and because I got to try to figure out what's the best thing. And I think it does depend on the stage you're in. Like right now, I'm looking at maybe doing around this time, you know. But yeah, during the day, you can definitely catch me. Philippines time, about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, Philippines time. That's when I come on, like every day. Sometimes a little bit earlier. Usually around 10 to 11, somewhere in that range, in Philippines time morning. Which I think is the same as Singapore time, I believe. Kerr says, yes, having people watch you play games is nuts. Carrie says she moved to Georgia and bought $1 million. Oh my gosh, I'm like so jealous, Carrie. Come on, tell me the answer on the looks part. I mean, is she a hot girl, or is she just a girl? You know, is she like the hot, sexy, foxy girl? You know, that's gonna make guys drool like crazy, or is she just a regular girl? You know, you don't have to talk about is she, her size or any of that kind of stuff. But I'm just wondering, which one is she? Is she like the crazy girl that guys go crazy for? You might not even know. Let's see. Vibrational Light says, okay, I'm out, sir. Have a good night. Peace. You too, brother. Good to talk to you. Good to see you. I hope to see you again. Also, great health to you and your family. You as well, my friend. You are a polite person to hang out with. And yeah, hopefully we get more time together, brother. Wise Looking Tree says I have 3 girlfriends in the Philippines. Wow. Only 3? What are you doing wrong? That's a joke. Anyway, Wise Looking Tree, where you from? Where are you from? How you doing? Funny name, Wise Looking Tree. I'm collecting them. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been to the Philippines? Where are you from? You're from Virginia, staying in Manila. So yeah, I used to know a guy like this, like that. It might be him. He stayed over in Cabal. Yeah, he was like that. He had a bunch of them. I mean, I don't know if he had 3, 4, 5. Probably had at least 3. But yeah, I mean, it's possible, bro. Anyway, you're from Virginia. I'm from North Carolina. What part of Virginia you from, man? I used to live in Virginia. And you've got a channel, you want me to go check it out? I'll check it out sometime. See what it's about. If you want to talk about what your channel's about, feel free. I'll do a little advertising for you, give you a shout out. But anyway, I'm going to be up in Manila soon. I'm out here in Mindoro now. Might can meet up with you sometime. You're originally from, suburbs of Richmond. Yeah, I've been to Richmond many, many times. I used to live up in D.C. and drive through Richmond from D.C. down near Raleigh. So, yeah, they got that 395, and then you got 95 that goes by. I was so happy when they started that 395, went around Richmond. But so many people started taking that, so I started taking some of the 95, Interstate 95 through there, since it got so easy to get through. So I did both. But anyway, Richmond Fran, that's cool. Are you military too? Yeah, I was military up in D.C. Stationed D.C. for 3.5 years. Korea for 1 year. And did some time down in Carolina. Efren Marquise, what's up, man? How's it going? And where are you from, Efren? Sounds familiar. I think you might have been in here before. Man, it's getting pretty late. Here's the Yuki. The Yuki. Anyway, Purdy Lame Gamer. Hello, sir. How's your day been? Awesome, Pretty Lame Gamer. How about yourself, bro? From Manila, sir. Oh, okay. You're a Filipino. Pretty Lame Gamer. Are you Filipino as well? I think you've been in here before. Yuki is pretty cute, not gonna lie. Yeah, I know. It's adorable. It's not my dog, but she always wants to hang out with me. Samo says, "Hi, Mike. Been up since you were live last, bro. It's a long time. All right, channel's growing. You have over 2,000 now. I know. Before I'll be hitting 3,000, Carrie. Before you know it. It hasn't even been a year yet, but we're getting close. Very close. We'll have a year in. I think it's going to be about 3 more weeks from now. It'll be 1 year anniversary. 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. About 2.5 weeks. No, I'm British. Pretty Lame Gamer's British. Oh, okay. Cool. Carrie, you didn't answer my question. Could at least answer that. I mean, if you said she wasn't hot, I don't think that's an insult, because you would be saying, you know, it's like a good-looking girl, you know, it's like a good-looking girl. But you know, if you said she was hot, that was, you know, I'm just trying to figure out, how did that girl wind up making $5,000 a month, and it's 1 year. Only 1 year. I don't even make $500 a month. Let's see. So maybe I need to have a change. Maybe I need to be a hot-looking girl or something. Let's see. Are you having a barbecue night? No. It's I'm over at the neighbors, and they have great Wi-Fi compared to where I'm at, so I come over here. But no, I'm not having a barbecue night. Who is laughing in the background? I think that was my girlfriend, to be honest with you. It was either her or her sister. Hey, it wasn't Yuki. It wasn't Yuki. Yuki. Samo says, how true is the age gap stuff there, Mike? Well, age gap stuff. They don't really stigmatize it here, like they do in America. It's highly stigmatized in America. Here, it's not a big deal. My Yuki is at school. Yeah, it's not a big deal here. And, I've heard somebody say, oh, you're a foreigner, they're with you because of money. I heard people say stuff like that. Well, actually, there's quite a few locals that are older that are with younger ladies here too. It's not just foreigners. But what does that mean? Maybe they do have money too, right? The local guys that are older and have younger ones. Well, I think the biggest reason is security. Girls want to feel security. They want to feel like they don't have to worry about anything. That's my personal opinion. We have a Carrie in here. She's quite different. She's an independent lady. But yeah, and Max would agree with me with that. And talking to girls, they feel the same way. The ones that I've talked to. So the main thing is the security. Animals tech. It's not really about money. Usually, if the person's about money, usually they don't want to be with you. Actually, what they want to do is what they call freelancing, and where they can make, at least they think they can make, say, hundreds of dollars every day freelancing. Yeah, let's put it that way. Hundreds of dollars every day, which is a lot of money here because the average person here only makes about $10 a day. So if you make $200 or $300 a day here, freelancing, you know what I mean? Then you're making a killing. And so they tend to believe they can do that and do that and do that. And maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know that industry good enough to really say exactly how much a lot of them make. But that's the ones that are actually for the money part. And the simps that give it to them are the ones that destroy society because you basically are creating a bunch of women that are after dollars. Animals Tech. Hey, how's it going, Animals Tech? And Mike Bellucci, evildoer. Pretty Lame Gamer says, is Yuki male, female? Yeah, gender fluid. No, Yuki is female. And Animals Tech says, nice dog, thank you. And Carrie says, Yuki can be either, but usually Yuki is the male spelling. Yeah, and that's another thing over here. But, getting back to the age gap thing, I don't know if I explained it well enough. Usually if they're really out of money, they're just after like a sugar daddy kind of thing or freelancing like I was talking about. They're not after trying to be in a relationship with you, like a serious kind of relationship. If they want to get in a serious kind of relationship with you, then they must be a good person, And another thing is some of them might have kids. And they're going to want more security because they don't want just security for themselves. They also want security for the kids. And it's hard to get that kind of security from young guys, especially young guys here, And I don't know if I explained everything good enough to what you wanted to hear, but there's some information. Anyway, Country Kind of Crazy on the name part. Yeah, that happens a lot here. Like you'll see a girl named Mitch. Never been a guy. She's always been a girl. A friend of mine, his girl is named Mitch. And that Mitch is a name over in the U.S. It would be a guy. So it's weird. You will find girls that have male names over here. Maybe the opposite too. I don't know. And I think a lot of it has to do with influence. You know, maybe that person like that actor, what was his name? Mitch something, used to be a very famous actor over in the U.S. They have a huge influence, U.S. does over here. A big appreciation for Hollywood and everything, Disney, everything. And so they might idolize Robert Mitchum, that's who I was thinking about, and say, I'm going to name my kid Mitch, you know? I mean, this is a possibility, you know? I'm not saying that's the reason her name is Mitch. I don't know. But Samo says, if you could start a business there, what would it be? I would be very careful on starting a business here, number one. Number two, I hate to give you advice on that, really. I mean, I've heard of too many people failing, you know, so I hate to bring this up. You know, what I would do, this is what I would do. I would try to go into something that you're not going to put a lot of money into. Like for me, for instance, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't put any money at all into it when I first started. I didn't go out and buy any equipment. I just used the old iPhone that I had, picked it up, and I started doing my YouTube channel. So whatever you decide to do, don't put a lot of money out there. Plus, that could be your starter business. You know, they talk about starter homes. Well, we're going to say starter business. And the reason I say starter home is like this is your first thing to help you move to a nicer home when you have a starter home. Well, the same thing with the business. This will help you learn. You start a small business, you didn't hardly put any money into it. That's going to help you get educated and learn. And then you can do more, something bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, just don't start huge, putting a lot of money into something, because you haven't even learned the business skills if you do it that way. Let's see, Pretty Lame Gamer says, my male friend also has a female name. He told me about pretty funny situations he was in. Is going to college still worth it? And any useful, hello, Mike's girlfriend. Yeah. Eve. Yeah, her name's Eve. Pretty Lame Gamer. Yeah, Pretty Lame Gamer. Hold on. Where did you say you're from? Pretty Lame Gamer. Manila. You're the one in Manila? I know the other guy said he was in Manila. Pretty Lame Gamer said hello. Said hello. She waved. Anyway. So, my name's Jay. Oh, Jay. Where did you say you're from, man? Did you say you were in Manila? Semo says, wait, you have two girlfriends. Nope, just got one. Eve. Yeah, her name's Eve, and that's the only girlfriend I got. You know, I had before her, Filipina. You know, you have to watch my videos, man, to know about all the stuff, all the crazy stuff. There'd be too much to talk about here because I'm gonna be on here about 5 more minutes. Pretty Lame Gamer says, oh, British. Okay, I'm sorry. Josh says, hello, good morning. What's up, Jocelyn? McDonald, how you doing? Where you from? And Pretty Lame Gamer says, you cheeky playboy. You're funny. Mike, British guy. Okay, that's funny. He said cheeky. That's a British term, right? Anyway, Jocelyn. Hey, man. Where are you from, Jocelyn? That's like in the hospital. Baby boy number 2. Oh, that's why you're in the hospital. Congratulations, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, yeah. Are you in the USA? Where are you at? Yeah, I'm jealous, man, because I've been wanting a boy and I don't have a boy. I got a girl. I got one kid. She's a daughter and she's grown up now. Oh, Canada, sweet. Yeah, congratulations on your baby, man. What's the baby's name? Let's see. Carrie says, "Does your girlfriend have children that you're helping raise?" Nope. No, she's never had any kids. Just about any girl that I saw in the Philippines never had kids, but there was a few exceptions. Because, like I said, I'm okay with having a son. I would like to have a son. Let's see. What does your daughter do, Mike? She's just in school. She's in school learning. Can I suggest a name? Pretty lame gamers ready to name your baby, bro. Silent. She blinded me with silence. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I named my daughter Kit Kat. Yeah, actually, we're gonna go to bed here in a second. Um, Kit Kat. You're joking, bro. I will name my. Oh, you will name your daughter Kit Kat. That's funny. Cause I remember when I was a young guy, I had a crazy name for my boy. Unfortunately, we didn't have a boy. I mean, maybe it's fortunate now that I think about it. It was going to be Tequilo. Instead of tequila, we were going to name the boy Tequilo. So it's a good thing we didn't have a boy. It's pretty cute, right? Kit Kat. I would name my daughter Kit Kat. Sounds like a furry name. It's Kit Kat. It's a funny name, bro. Pretty cute, Kit Kat. I don't know. What do you think about that, Eve? Let's see. I mean, that's a woman's perspective, not mine. Kit Kat. Do you think that's a good name for a girl? Okay, I'm not going to tell you what she said. But anyway, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kit Kat's a fine name. It's a good name. It's a good name. It is. It's a good name. It's a it's a good name. that's a that's about it. That's as far as I can take it. I can't tell you it's like the best name I ever heard or anything like that. All I can say is a good name. Okay, I want to name my cat Kit Kat. There you go. That's a better idea. Name your cat Kit Kat. I like that one. I do like that one, actually. But I was just thinking about how the kids are going to be calling your daughter, "Hey, Kit Kat, can I get a bite of you?" Or, um, "You're too sweet, Kit Kat," or something. I don't know. There'll be some crazy stuff going on, bro. But I like the dog. Yeah, the dog being Kit Kat, that's cool. I do like. I mean, not dog, cat. Cat being Kit Kat. It's getting late, bro. I'm gonna be going to sleep here. So, y'all have a wonderful night. I appreciate. Hey, Kit Kat, you are grounded. No more Kit Kats for you. It'd be funny if you name her Kit Kat and then she don't even like Kit Kat candy bars. They would call her Meow. Well, the cat would be fine. That's what I always call cats. I'm like, "Hey, Meow." I don't know their name. I just call them Meow. All right. Good night, guys. Thank y'all for coming in. Peace out. And You know, I hear vloggers say I love you and stuff like that. I don't know, getting too deep on me when I say stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad y'all are here, and I appreciate y'all's support. And you guys stay awesome. Bye bye.